Welcome back. Welcome back. Here we are on the fifth installment of this little series that we're doing. I hope you've enjoyed them so far. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Um, what we're going to do here is, let me back up. In the last video, what we did was we went through and we assigned different materials or different materials and textures to different parts of our model. And I told you guys to go ahead and just kind of play around with it, get familiar with it, make a few errors. That's really the best way to learn this deal. Make a few errors, try a few things out. Make a few walls, some different colors and different textures. Change up some things from the norm. I went through and I actually did quite a few of those just to kind of get some different looks, and then also we began putting in some of our models so that this thing could begin to start looking a little more realistic, something that we could actually render out to a print size. I like the plan so far. Like I said, it is a plan that we actually did, that will be built. So maybe one day I'll get a chance to post up a photograph of this deal, so that you can be able to see just how closely it comes to what we have laid out. Um, in our last one, we did a lot using the material IDs, the polygon IDs, and setting everything up. So this is my results right now. It's fun, it's a great way to provide your customers with a three-dimensional floor plan really quick. This way, for people that when they look at a set of 2D drawings, they just don't quite get it, you can do something like this for them, and that will, that'll give them a better look, a better idea, because you can give them so many different views. You can take them into the rooms, you can let them see everything, so that way they can say, oh, okay, I see how that looks. And it's fun. It's fun, and it allows you to kind of see your own visions come into play. We got this entire thing done here, and now we are going to start populating it with some of our models that we've put in, and have gotten ready just for rendering. All right, let me come in here. I'm gonna go through and just go ahead and select a few. I've already kind of done some of my own rendering test on it, and also just so that I could be able to get some looks. But hey, there are a multitude of model libraries that are out there. Some are paid, some are free. Just kind of look around and go ahead and get after it, because you can spend an eternity trying to model everything that'll go into your deal. And some things you will have to model. There were some things that I did have to model myself in here just to put in here. But there are a lot of things that that I did go ahead and just use from my own resource groups. I'm going to go ahead and populate this with all the models, and then we'll go ahead and set us up a rendering. I'll go through this rendering setup pretty quickly. It's kind of standard. We kind of use somewhat of a model display type rendering setup, if you're doing like a kiosk or a tool or something like that. So we really just want to kind of see our output, because we take this and put it on top of something that we could be able to present it with, if this were a deal like that. So here in my render setup, I have it set up to save as a file, or to save the file, just in case anything were to happen. That's just kind of what I do. So I actually have it saved. You can go to common and go to render output, go to save file, then you can name where you can set up the location of the file where you want it to go to. As far as my rendering setup, all the global switches are pretty much default. I have adaptive DMC, Cadmium ROM for the anti-aliasing. And then for the DMC image sampler, we got 1 and 4, basically default. On this one, I turn my environment on. because we're not going to have a ceiling over this. So I just want to, so I put that on there because it renders nice and quick just with a simple V-Ray light. And again, we really just want to kind of just get a look at what our model looks like. You can play around with that. You can bump the values up, you can lower the values down, do a few test renders, and see what you think. We've got it on exponential. There goes that autosave, this thing. Because it's a solid model, a fully functional solid model, those polygons get up there, so it takes a little while with that extra saving, with those autosaves. Under our indirect illumination, we've got a radiance map set at 1, light cache set at 1, basically default for both of those. Under our irradiance map, for now, we're just going to put it on medium. We got 50 and 20. For our light cache, we've got it set to 1,000. You can put that down to about, you can put it down as low as 100 if you want, but just kind of personal preference, what kind of speed you're actually looking at. And that's really the setup I have for this. So what we'll do is, I've got a couple of cameras, and I'll go ahead and use this one right here, that second camera. Do a quick save, and again, it's going to save over to the file location also, but once I render this bad boy, I'll pretty much be stopping the video. So this is going to be a quick little video. After the material ID, after the material IDs and the polygons and all of all of those things are set up, at that point it's just kind of personal preference. What do you want to see in your model? What view are you going to actually have? And once you have that view, what type of detail do you want to see? It's at that point, that's just kind of the fun part. You're kind of dressing it up, adding a model here, adding a model there, putting some of the things in there that kind of make these images, make themselves. Me in particular, I think that the modeling is what actually sells, the believability of the renderings. When you have good models, your lighting and your material textures, they can just be okay. But when you have a good model and you're also using good models, I think that just kind of sets it apart. It gives you a pretty good idea of how things will look, and that creates some of that realism if you're into the photorealism style, it's kind of what helps you to achieve that. So we'll just kind of let this bad boy go. Shouldn't take too long. We have our settings pretty much on just preview mode. And again, the best way to really get on top of the settings are just to play with them. It's not going to be perfect every time, and each time something's going to change. So you have to kind of keep tweaking it until you get something you like. And once you do that, then you're good to go. Just kind of let it go here. Looking pretty good so far. Man, I remember years ago, I used to only have one block. Now sometimes I get 12. And things will be moving lightning fast. Look at that. There we go. It's plugging away. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I have enjoyed making it. I kind of found myself looking forward to coming in here and just sharing a little bit of what I know, which it's not everything, but together we'll all get there. If you have any comments or any suggestions, feel free, leave them in the comment section. I don't mind at all. Critiques, all of that, helpmates, all of those things. Send a comment. If the notification goes off, I'll definitely be checking. it's fun. You know, it's kind of, you know, when you're dealing with numbers, you're looking at these lines all day, and they're just there, and in your head you can visualize it. But when you can turn right around and actually, you know, build it and make it and look at it, it kind of, you know, for me, I just enjoy it. So yeah, we should be done here pretty soon. Look at that, that's coming out pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's coming out nice. Right? All right. Yeah. I'd like to see some of your models. You know, if you have some links, if you do one and you finish it and you get it completed, you know, upload it. Put a link on it. We can click on it and check it out. See how it looks. You know, check out your modeling. I will animate it. You know, I've got a few things that I have to get done, but I am going to animate this. And you know, we may do it with the sun study, but we've got enough things in here that are linked and able to be animated. That why not? You know, we'll take our ceiling and pop it in there, and we'll walk right through this model. You know, and do a few animations. I think that when I do it, I'll probably go ahead. You know, I did say that I was going to do a video over it. I don't know how long it would take, or if maybe I can break it up in parts just to be able to look at it or whatever. But you know, I'll do one, and we'll go ahead and animate it. Should be cool, you know. Look at that, man. 10 years ago, this would have taken forever. Yeah, I'm actually using a machine that I built a couple of years ago. I mean, it's nice. Built it kind of just for this. So yeah, we'll get there. Look at that. It's coming along, coming along. You know, remember this started out just as the 2D drawing. There's still a lot more that we could do to this, but I mean, you know, really just for the sake of doing a tutorial, doing kind of a work along video, I think that this is plenty. You know, yeah, I think this is plenty. Just kind of gives, you know, there'll be someone that's out there that's not, you know, they may not have even ever used the software before or something like that, and they just kind of want to see some of the possibilities. So hopefully this video will be able to reach those people, and they'll be able to sit down and enjoy being able to use the software and maybe have something to go back and refer to. So let's see, it's almost done now. It'll be finished here in a minute. I think I have it set up to save as a TIFF file. You know, then we'll take it over in Photoshop and, you know, put some curves on it, do some screens and multiplies, and we'll have something pretty nice. You know, what I'll probably do on the end of this is take my final image of it and use it as the thumbnail. You know, and then that'll be it. So yeah, look at that. That's our 2D plan that has come to life. It's a good deal, good deal. You can kind of look around there and see, you know. So if you got a customer, you know, they're like, man, we can't wait until this thing is done. You know, we really want to see it. You know, see it in action and enjoy it. You know, you can turn right around and say, hey, you know, for a small fee, we can show you this. So yeah, but this is our 2D plan. You know, it started out just as a 2D CAD drawing, and we plopped in our doors and windows, and we added some materials and added a few furniture models, and now we're here. You know, so I hope you've enjoyed the videos. Again, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, and whenever something new comes out or whenever I post up another video, which it'll probably be something that follows on to this, you'll have it. All right, take care.